Okay, thanks for joining us here, LL Hoops, and it's LL Media Day here. Thanks to LNP, just a great arrangement here for us, and Kris Uffner from Lebanon, the Cedars. Hey, how's it going, my man?
It's going well.
Good. I mean, how great is it, that LNP, puts this together every year? I think it's not only good for the coaches, but I think it's obviously good for the media as well, right?
Yeah, I think it's a great event. I mean, I think it's great for, not only us to get together, anything that we can do to help promote our kids in our league, I'm all for. So I love this event. Second event.
Yeah, right.
So,
Second year.
Yeah.
So how was the off season? Going from year one to year two versus the off season, you going into your first season.
Yeah. So we had a really productive off season. Had a lot of buy-in from our kids. It kind of night and day difference. A little more time to prepare. Kind of get a game plan together. And I think my staff has helped me execute that at a high level. So, we're seeing some of those results. Still going to be some time until we get to where we want to be, but we're just focusing on getting better every day, and so far we've done that. So,
you said night and day difference. I'm curious, what does that look like to you?
To me, it just looks like it's just a different feeling. Like it was coming off last year, a little bit kind of skeptical on how our kids would respond.
Mm-hmm.
If they would use last year's motivation, or they would kind of, maybe shut down a little bit. But it's definitely been a big motivator for our kids. We played a lot of young kids last year, and there's good and bad with that. And I'm a firm believer in sometimes you have to learn by screwing up. It can be the best. That can be the best teacher at some points, and we
learn from your mistakes, right?
Yeah, and we were in that situation last year, and our kids have responded really well. I'm extremely pleased with our effort, our commitment, and that's been a big change from last year.
Howard, how do you use some of that off-season work and those lessons to put forward that, starting here next week and then all through, the winter months when sort of it kind of counts for real?
Yeah. So we want to make sure our kids are seeing success.
Mm-hmm.
That could look different for us than it does for some of the other teams in our section at times. But, in getting our kids to understand, we have to have perspective. We know very clearly where we are and where we want to get to. And as a group, top to bottom, our kids have, the buy-in has been unbelievable. And again, we've implemented some new things this year that kind of started as soon as our season ended, and they're starting to see how it kind of all fits together. Like, we're starting to have more and more light bulb moments every day, and that's really all I can ask for right now. So
I don't know if I'm the good luck charm or not, but I saw you guys twice, and E-Man I think scored something ungodly like 80 points in those two games.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a kid who didn't get a whole lot of love. Maybe it was because of your record or whatever the case may be. I mean, aside from his actual statistics, what sort of void does he leave, at least from what I saw in those two games, that maybe you guys are going to have to kind of find this year?
yeah, I mean, we're definitely going to have to fill that void of someone for us that we can give the ball to when we need a bucket.
Mm-hmm.
He was a very tough kid, football player. Wasn't really, didn't have size height-wise, but was, slapped together and could kind of use that. And he definitely had a shot-first aggressive mentality. What I found over the off-season is that our kids are learning how to play in our system together. And it may not necessarily be one kid that fills that void. It's going to be more of the way we play and us sharing the basketball that kind of fills that as a team. So I'm excited to see all that kind of come to fruition.
Who should we be looking out for to, maybe trot out there for the Cedars this year that we're going to, be names to talk about maybe this time last year?
Yeah, I mean, really excited about, so Juan Torres' transfer from New Covenant.
Okay.
He's going to add some things. We have Manny Suarez, who was here with us last year. He's coming off, last year he was a year out of ACL, so he's a full year removed from that. He's showing some signs of kind of pre-injury. And we have some juniors and sophomores coming up that kind of are all gonna have plenty of opportunity to have their own moments and contribute. So I'm extremely excited about the kids we have in our program right now, top to bottom.
Point of emphasis for you as a coach. I mean, obviously, each particular coach is kind of known for their own philosophy. What is your point of emphasis when you go into any basketball season for the teams that play for you?
Yeah, so I mean, it starts defensively. I mean, defensively we need to have an identity because we don't have a lot of size right now. We don't have a lot of muscle, a lot of bulk. So we have to really figure out how to shrink the court and make teams play to our speed. And then being a former point guard myself, like I'm a firm believer in controlling the pace of the game. So teaching our kids how to play with pace, play smart while you're doing that, and just ultimately get great possessions offensively and defensively for us. And that's going to mean different things at different times, but you know that's what we're here for. I gotta teach them that stuff. You know?
What do you make, I guess, just from your perspective, being in a year of what this Section 1 is gonna look like? Because to me, it seems like there isn't, maybe Crest is the quote-unquote prohibited favorite, but after that, it just seems like, who wants that second spot in leagues? I mean,
Yeah.
did you get that sort of perspective, that maybe it is a little bit more wide open than previous years?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I mean, there's some really talented players in our league, some talented teams. I think it's going to be interesting to see how it all unfolds. You know, I know Larry does a great job at Penn Manor. Danny obviously does a great job at Enfield. That's going to be fun to see how that kind of all pans out. And then, like you said, Tommy's got a really good group over there. It's really fun to watch. I've known some of those kids since they're younger, so you know, again, it's going to be fun to see how it all pans out. But I'm excited to be in Section 1.
Last one, I want to get shot with this on this one. When people go to 11 game this year and they leave, what do you hope that they say about the Cedars this year?
I hope they say that we've competed. We're going to compete. I felt last year, regardless of what the score was, what our record was, our kids competed until the final buzzer, and we're just looking to kind of build on that. And then again, I'm hoping some people that saw us play a lot last year see us play, and they can see the same development and growth that I see. And we're just going to continue to kind of get that contagious through the program as we roll forward.
So one thing, you guys are blessed with a good fan base. Some of those old heads, they never leave. They have their spots right there in the Cedar Dome, and you can't pry them out of there. So.
Yeah, I mean, some of those fans have been there since before I played. So I love it. I mean, I love it. It's why I'm there. Love the program, love the city, love the kids, love the fans.
Just don't sit in their seats. You know?
Correct. Correct.
They've sat in that same seat for 30 years. They're going to sit in that seat.
There's a few you don't want to sit in, for sure. Yeah,
well,
for sure.
Chris, thanks a lot. Really appreciate it. Have a great season. We'll be watching out for you guys this year. All right. All right. Thanks a lot. More reviews on the way.